You see, it would have been different if I had been able to go to the hearing. Why? Because if I had been able to go to the hearing, it would have registered as a variety of things, including the capacity to enter evidence and the capacity to revoke whatever alleged obligations were incurred as a result of me being kidnapped. Now, they wanted to say there's no record, nowhere you have to pay it for anything. No, that's not true. They made me pay with my DNA. They made me pay with 4 years, going on 4.5 years now, of being tortured, of being extorted, of being exploited, of having a whole bunch of other fucking people that got credit for all kinds of things, being doctors, being people that transport people between hospitals, being nurses, phlebotomists, pharmaceutical company representatives, administrators in facilities. All of those people, they got paid. They got credit. Students watched on monitors. They got credit as part of their education to become like those people. I didn't get to turn in any reports about child abuse. I didn't get to turn in any reports about fraud. I didn't get to speak with a police officer to file a police report. I didn't get to speak with the FBI. I didn't get to sleep inside while I tried to go to school. I didn't even actually get to finish the program I signed up for and was supposed to go to before I got kidnapped. I didn't get to go to court. I was actually talking to somebody in person, said, do you want to go? Yes, I want to go. I want to go. They refused to let me out to go to court. They told me I had to sign a piece of paper if I wanted to get out about financial obligations. 10 days after you refused to let me go to my fucking court hearing, I find what I find on the fucking Federal Register. Pumping bras. It's probably the worst day of the Federal Register. What it tells me is it was strategically, premeditatedly coordinated. Why? Because I owe. I am supposed to pay for your sex trade. I'm supposed to pay for your girls. I'm supposed to pay for your boys. And I'm supposed to pay for their drugs. Because the 10-day after I was supposed to go to court and didn't. So I defaulted on what? All the obligation that I supposedly was responsible for when you kidnapped me and hooked up a bunch of fake biometric accounts using my identity and gave them to somebody that's a fucking pimp. A female pimp. A lady pimp. A woman pimp. A woman pimp who, by the way, it seems, was able to get into some really high-class places and wanted people to think she was capable of doing something. You know, a woman that tried to fucking front a task force on countering trafficking based on stealing somebody else's identity that she trafficked. That's what I just found. And you coded it to a class action settlement lawsuit. You're flipping stars for diamonds. See, I was supposed to chase down the star and get back my little girl estate that I lost. But that wasn't where the evidence led. I am not paying for your hooker fest. If you're actually a woman involved in the sex trade consensually, that's your responsibility. I'm not your trick, honey. I'm not your fucking pimp. I'm not your fucking lawyer. And insofar as I would be involved in the law, you would be prosecuted. If you're being trafficked, stop making excuses for coddling your fucking trafficker. I don't give a shit if he's the president of the United States. I don't give a shit if he's the next president of the United States, or the next president of the United States, or the next president of the United States, all the way up to the current president of the United States. I am not paying for your drugs. I am not paying for your prostitution, and you have no right to try to put a lien on my life and steal my work efforts so that you can make your rendezvous a little more sexy. No. You need to investigate what happened in Las Vegas. You need to investigate what happened in Las Vegas in October 2017, how it was connected to those murdered police officers right here in Dallas in 2016. You understand? We're not talking about a fun time at the casino. We're talking about how your downstream operations got flipped from Fort Worth to Las Vegas at the time it did, and what the consequences have been ever fucking since.